You know?
Welcome back.
Thank you.
To another episode of the Donkeyman Show. I am, of course, the host, the one and only host, Donkeyman, and I'm joined here today with a rapper, a storyteller, somebody who talks real shit. The one, the only, Zeus The Prophet. How are you, my friend?
I am good, my brother. How are you?
I'm great, mate.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming through, man. I appreciate you coming through.
No, it's an honor to be here, man. Like when you asked me to join the podcast, man, I was like jumped at the chance straight away, man.
Fuck
because you're one of the real ones, man. So
¡Órale, Donkeyman! El gordito con la guitarra. I'm the guatón with the style. Make you laugh, then stay a while. Story sharp and rhythms bold. Donkeyman's worth more than gold. Baila mi gente con todo el sabor. El gordito manda, se siente el calor. Con fuego y ritmo la fiesta empezó. Welcome to the Donkeyman Show. Arriba mi gente, Donkeyman está aquí.
The real ones, huh?
yeah, I respect that a lot, man.
Who were the fake ones? Should we name them?
Nah, let's not name a
Labsy?
shame at the moment. Shout outs to Labsy, man. Labsy's my brother, man. Like,
Labsy's the shit.
one of the inspirations that actually started the podcast, you know?
The Zeus podcast?
The Zeus podcast, yeah. One of the inspirations that helped me elevate myself to another level was
yeah.
Labsy, you know? So
That's
he's been like a mentor to me.
That's awesome.
You know, so I highly respect him and the work that he's doing. So shout out to Labsy and
Shout
shout
out
out to Real Talk with Labsy.
Fucking oath. He let us film it out of his basement the other week. So shout out Labsy.
Beautiful. Man. Yeah, he's another one of them brothers that
Yeah.
you know, only come around a couple of thousand years, you know.
Fucking oath. Yeah,
Like, he's a
bro.
light worker too, man. Very
He
good
is.
guy, very good hearted person, and yeah, I respect him a lot, man.
Fuck yeah. You know who's the complete opposite to Labsy?
Who's that?
Is my Uncle Rico, bro. Uncle Rico, just a quick update. He couldn't be here today. He's currently up in Western Sydney trying to convince a promoter that exposure isn't a currency. He also claims that Zeus The Prophet owes him royalties for a notebook that Rico lost in 2011. You know anything about that?
Talk to me about that. What's that about?
He claims that you stole something from him.
Yeah.
Is it true?
What's that? I never
just a
stole nothing
notebook?
from nobody, brother. But yeah.
All right. Well, fuck you, Rico. You fucking liar.
No. It's probably another Zeus, man. There's a few Zeus in the industry, but I go by the name of Zeus The Prophet. So I don't, unless he's talking specifically about me, you know, time to give me a call. We'll hash
All
it
right,
out.
I'll give you his
We'll
number.
hash it out, brother.
All right. Fuck you. Yeah. I hope. Yeah. Fuck you, Rico. Fuck you. But he does send his love.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Zeus. Or shall I call you Mr. Prophet? What do you prefer?
Just Zeus, brother.
Zeus?
Zeus, or my real name's Zahir.
Zahir? Where did Zeus come from?
Zeus, well, when I first started hip hop, getting into hip hop, I was kind of shit at the time and I didn't know where I was at. I didn't develop my lane yet. I wanted something as powerful as my lyrics because I could write like a motherfucker,
Yeah.
man. I could write really good, you know, so I perfected the craft. And then I wanted to give myself a name.
Yep.
And yeah, what's more powerful than Zeus, really?
Fucking
you know?
oath, bro.
The
Fuck
god
yeah.
of thunder and lightning. Well, my name Zeus was actually Zeus, the god of thunder, for the longest time.
Oh, really? That was you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I had a chance to sit down with Michael Parisi. It was an A&R.
Cool.
And yeah, we came up with the name Zeus The Prophet. He asked me, you know, he goes, "What are you about? What do you represent?"
Yep.
And I told him, I like helping people. I like, you know, helping people shine and grow.
Yep.
He goes, more like a prophet type of thing. I was like, yeah, sort of. And he goes, oh, what about Zeus The Prophet? And then
Fuck yeah.
for the longest time, it's been that.
Dope. I like it. I like the prophet part, which actually inspired today's game. Mm-hmm. Today's game is called Prophet or Profit. I'm going to throw some scenarios at you. You need to tell me, is it driven by purpose or driven by paychecks? First instinct, no overthinking. Prophet or profit? Are you ready?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Question 1. Watering down your message so it plays better on playlists. Is that profit or profit?
Yeah, it's definitely profit, as in like profit.
Money,
for
profit?
For money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, yeah, you can't water down your message for nobody. And if you do, it's obviously for the money.
For the money? That is correct. 1 point. Question number 2. Turning personal struggle into content because it performs.
I think that's prophetic, as in
Yep.
prophet way. You know,
Yeah. Why?
personal content into prophecy, pretty much, man. Like your lived experience, your shared experience.
Yeah.
Turning that into an actual thing where you can help others thrive
Fucking
and grow.
oath.
That's prophetic, man. To
And
me.
if you can make money along the way, awesome.
That's a bonus, man.
Absolutely.
That all comes in the end, you know. That's
Sure.
It's all about, you know, you being true to yourself and you being true to the craft as well.
100%.
And at the end of the day, that will all come if people feel your authenticity.
Yeah. So is that you listening to your music? Obviously, you are someone who definitely stays true to yourself. You know, you rap about the messages that you believe from your heart, and you don't water anything down. How do you go about writing those lyrics?
That's a very good question. It's a long process for me.
Yeah.
I don't like to release a track straight away. I like to take my time to formulate it based upon maybe world events, current events,
Yeah.
what's happening around the world, what's affecting people most right now.
Yep.
So I get the topic in mind straight away when it comes to that. And then writing the lyrics is a little bit different.
Yeah.
So I take the time to fine tune and tweak it, and it happens over time. It sort of builds and grows.
Yeah.
So every time I come back to it, I could sort of enhance it and fine tune it and tweak it a little bit differently because, yeah, the world has changed after that. You know, like I would write something down, and then 3 months later, another event will happen. Will actually bring light to that current event that I was
Yeah,
actually
okay.
writing about. So it sort of has to, I suppose, marinate like a fine wine. You know,
Yeah.
you have to let it sit for a while. And yeah, I like to go in depth with my lyrics. I like to go to places where most people don't go.
Yep.
Very detailed, very metaphoric, in a sense where I don't like to over exaggerate it.
Yeah.
But I definitely like to bring light and share the truth to how I see it
Yeah.
from my lived experience. And once that happens, it sort of flows naturally after that. And then I can go back on it, fine tune it and tweak it. So it's all about like really perfecting the message in my head and getting it out there where
Yeah.
it can come out as a rhyme or as a track where I can deliver it in a way where I thought about it originally, like how I designed it in my head.
Yeah.
Once I do that, then it flows naturally.
Yeah. Dope. How long have you been doing it for?
Well, for the last 20 years, I would
20
say,
years?
you know, on and off,
Yeah.
you know.
And you started here in Melbourne?
I did. I
Yeah.
started here. Well, I first started listening to hip hop in about 92, 93 when I was in Lebanon. You know, first track I actually heard was Too Short, you know, a track called Blowjob Betty.
No
You
shit.
know, I was
yeah.
like, what the fuck? I was a young guy at the time, you know, I was about 13 years old. And I thought to myself, wow, man, I could actually, you know, like I aspired to be it at
Yeah.
that time. You know, you can talk about anything you
Anything,
want
yeah.
and you can get away with it, you know.
Yeah.
No one's going to check you for that shit.
Fucking
But
hell.
little did I know there was a lot more to it than that,
Yeah.
you know. So,
Is that your
yeah, it's
earliest
just-
memory of hip hop?
of me getting into hip hop,
Yeah.
about 92, 93. So when I
Yeah,
first decided to do it, as in take it seriously,
Yeah.
was about 2004.
No shit.
Because during that space of time, there's a lot of things that happened to me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
shit.
that shaped my mind frame and,
Yeah.
and the frequency and how I operate and how I run as a human being, let alone wanting to get into it. I always thought it was something that was out of my reach.
Yep.
You know, until I elevated myself and got to a point where I read a lot more and I invested in myself a lot more. And then, yeah, I took it a bit seriously. I started off doing it with a associate of mine, and yeah, he ended up not taking it seriously. I was like, this is the shit for
Yeah.
me. This is it for me. This is what I want to do. This is how I can express myself and do it on a level where, you know, you're heard, you're felt, you're respected because of your truth, you know?
Far out. Yeah, man, for sure. It's beautiful.
Thanks, brother.
Let's move on to question 3.
Okay.
Making music that doesn't trend but lasts.
That's prophetic for sure.
Yeah.
You know, in a sense where, you know, you want to make music to last forever type of thing. This is
Yeah.
part of your legacy. You know, this is what people are going to remember you by.
Fucking oath.
And so it has to be thought of in a sense, well, to me anyway, in a sense. I respect a lot of artists out there and everyone doing their thing on the grind, on the hustle.
Yep.
And that's their thing. And what their purpose is about is a little bit different to what my purpose is about. Mine's more about legacy and, you know, creating a long-lasting effect on people long after I'm gone.
For sure. For sure. I just had a thought. You write about current events a lot. Have you written anything about Jeffrey Epstein?
No, not yet, brother. No? I wanted to, you know, try to stay away from that because there's a lot of controversy around that.
Fucking oath.
And
did he?
The lines are blurred.
Yeah.
The lines are blurred because of that. There's too much, you know. It's about the conquer and, you know, divide and conquer these days. You know, where you have an opinion about something, you know to be factual, you know to be true.
Yeah.
But then again, you'll have a mob of people trying to attack you for that shit. So I'm trying to stay away from the really controversial stuff in regards to. I'm gonna let the dust settle on this.
Yes.
And then see where it lies.
Fair.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of rumors out there. There's a lot of misguided thoughts and opinions about this. So,
they just released the Epstein files today. The website is like 300,000 images and videos of shit. And I saw Channel 9. This is how pathetic Channel 9 is. They, you know, broke the news. We managed to get onto the website because it keeps crashing because everyone's trying to get onto it. But they managed to get on, and this is a piece of content that they found, and it was a book that said "Massage for Dummies," and I'm like, bro, Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes.
And you're pulling him out on having a book that says "Massage for Dummies."
It's disgusting, man.
Come on, man.
Man, I don't even like bringing him up in conversation because the shit that that he did and the people that were on the actual island, man, disgust me, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like, man, I'm a father of two, bro. That shit boils my blood, brother.
Yeah, bro.
You can imagine to any parent out there, just hearing about it makes your blood boil, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, and I'm trying to keep myself grounded and calm and cool and collective when it comes to doing my thing.
For sure.
So I understand that. I think about it quite often and how it affects the global landscape.
For sure.
How it's covered up so much.
And it's affected the music industry substantially as well, the arts industry. And that's something that, like, I need to say is that it's any kind of uncomfortability that happens in here, particularly in Donkeyman Records, there's zero tolerance for that kind of shit. If you make a girl feel uncomfortable for something, regardless of whether it's a hug or a touch or something, if she says that she's uncomfortable, you've crossed the line, bro.
That's right.
And it's like,
even getting up to that point, brother.
For sure.
Even getting up to that point where that girl feels uncomfortable, you shouldn't be
There's no
in that
excuse.
energy where you make anybody uncomfortable.
Exactly, yeah.
Unless you got something to prove, unless your ego is talking rather than, you know, your common sense.
For sure.
But that's what I always say, you know, common sense is not the common these days.
No, it's not. No.
So,
No, and it's a shame. And, you know, people like to blame drugs and alcohol, but it's like, people like to blame other people as well, you know, but it's your fault.
I think it's more of a
person-
generational trauma type of thing.
As well.
Well,
as well,
they still have a lot of shit that's unhealed.
Yeah.
You know, so they kind of project their insecurities on others.
For sure.
Whereas then I'm very secure with myself. I know who I am. I know where I'm going. So I don't like to make anyone feel uncomfortable. My mission statement is to uplift people.
For sure.
To help people grow and learn and rise in their own purity.
Yes.
Because everyone's special. Everyone's unique in their own way. You know what I mean? But the last thing I want to do is make somebody uncomfortable. Not unless they try to attack me first. I'm definitely going to defend myself, you know, but still, I'll do it in a way where it's diplomatic and it's more thought out as well. Because once you reach that point where you know how strong you are, you really don't want to hurt anybody.
For sure.
I don't fear anybody, brother. I only fear myself and what I'm capable of.
Yeah, man.
And that's why I'm so, you know.
Do you fear death?
Brother, honestly, I don't, man.
No. I was telling guys the other day, bro. I heard a joke. It's like people who say they're scared of death. Bro, my grandmother died. What are you scared of, the kid?
Yeah, no.
My grandma was a little bitch.
Brother, God bless her, man. You know.
Do you want to say something?
I just want to say, as a woman here present for that podcast, shout out all the men that take it seriously when a woman's been made to feel uncomfortable. Know that it's men like you, men that stand up for that. It's doing more than just making sure you don't make other people uncomfortable, you know? It's so much more rare than what people give credit to for a man to actually say no tolerance. So many men, they'll say that they will protect women, they say that, but then in the midst of their friends, the men in their life, doing the exact thing they claim to stand against, they don't say anything. Yeah. So shout out Donkeyman and shout out Donkeyman Records for taking no motherfucking shit, because this is a no tolerance to any sort of uncomfortability. You come up in this space and you respect everybody. Man, woman, child, elderly, I don't give a fuck. Respect Donkeyman.
Fucking nice.
Well said, sis.
Fucking
well
nice.
said. God bless you.
Unless you're from... No.
No, that's some real talking, right?
Fucking
there.
oath, bro.
Some real words.
It needs to
man.
be said, man.
But that's the thing, man. I was raised by a single mother myself, man.
You were saying, bro.
My father was murdered when I was 2 years old, bro. I ain't got time for that shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, my mother instilled a lot of qualities in me that, you know, are still prevalent today.
Yeah.
Are still with me today. So I don't have time for that shit. You know, it's like you're on a mission here. You only got a certain amount of time in life itself.
100%.
Certain amount of time. So why waste it on negativity? Why waste it on putting other people's down? That's a coward. That's weak to me.
For sure.
True strength lies in rising, help people,
100%,
helping others rise.
100%, bro.
That's what I believe in.
Fuck yeah. Fucking oath, man. Do you mind if we talk about your father?
Of course not, man.
So you said he was murdered. Like how?
I'm an open book, man.
Yeah, what happened there? Like how was your dad murdered?
Yeah, so he was sort of. Yeah, I think I'm taking after my father in the sense where I'm a conscious revolutionary hip hop artist.
Yeah.
He wasn't into hip hop, but he was more about poetry, about helping people, about uplifting the community that he was in, and obviously he rose to a position of power, and he made some enemies.
No shit.
And one day he was. He was going to work one day, and there was a well, he was under the watch, so I should say, and
Just evil.
Yeah, he was under watch because he was such a good, beautiful human being.
Yeah.
And he loved to help people, loved to unite people, loved to unite the country and make it as one. Because Lebanon is so fractured, and Lebanon is so split up in different factions, different sects.
Which is why you told me today that they've got both a president and a prime minister, which I had no idea.
Yeah, so
which is wild to me.
On his way to work one day, they stopped him over at a checkpoint, and they unloaded all their clips on him. Like it was a closed casket type of funeral.
Wow.
Shout outs to my father Saman and Nakad.
Shout out.
Rest in peace. I think
I'm sorry that happened to you, bro.
That's all right, brother. Thank you very much, man. But it is what it is. It happens, man. And I'm very conscious of that in my regards to being a revolutionary hip hop artist.
Yeah.
So I know what it all means, you know. But that's what happens when you try to unite country. You try to unite people. You try to bring truth and faith and goodness and wholesomeness to the world. You get the demons coming after you, you know. That's why I always say, in the name of Jesus Christ, I fear nothing. No weapon against me shall prosper.
Yeah.
You know.
That's crazy, man. And to be honest, I think that event in your life has definitely shaped who you are as a person now.
Absolutely.
Which is wild, because I feel like a lot of men who aren't very respectful is because of that absence of father. But
That's
somehow
one of the reasons, yeah.
Yeah, but you've managed to come out of that and you've become this, amazing human being.
Thank you,
But I'm sure that you've gone through your own traumas that has actually brought you to this point.
Absolutely. Once you go through hell and back, man, I suppose. Once you go through hell and back and you come out of it, like multiple times, you come out of it and then you start to realize there's a certain pattern here.
Yeah.
The strongest of people and the strongest of faith are being tested the most.
Yeah.
It's only you have to go to a very, very dark place, the lowest point of your life, in order for you to realize what type of person you are. You know, I've gone to that dark place. I've gone to there many times, and I've realized a lot about
I've seen you there.
myself.
I've seen you there. I've been there too. I've seen
You know,
you.
yeah, I've realized a lot about myself, and I've realized that it's only when you realize and you have self-reflection,
Yeah.
and you can analyze, you know, what your pitfalls are and what the traps are and how people operate and the psychology of people. Do you realize that where you're going as well? So I had to go to that dark place many times, and how I grew up as well.
Yeah.
How I grew up was pretty harsh. So I've been through hell and back multiple times. So
Yeah.
I know more about myself than most people know about
Yeah.
themselves in respect to like self-analyzing who you are as a person.
Yeah.
You know,
And it reflects through music as well, which is
it
awesome.
does. Well,
Yeah.
I think music is a form of expression.
It is,
So that's probably the difference between my podcast and my music.
Yeah.
My podcast sort of like a reflection of myself,
Yeah.
whereas my music is an expression of myself.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting. I suppose that's kind of the same for me, yeah. This podcast is a reflection of who I am as a person.
Right.
And my music is definitely something that I use to express what I want to express within myself. It's fascinating.
Right.
Question number 4.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's get it.
Here we go. Choosing independence even when the shortcut is obvious.
I think that's prophetic.
I don't know.
Independence is a very big thing in our industry.
Yeah.
Whereas I've always been an independent artist myself. You know, I've had the chance to do other things, you know, and get other offers, but I've always chosen to stay independent.
Yeah.
This way I own my own masters, I own my own publishing.
For sure.
I own everything. I have creative control over what I say and what I do. So I don't like anybody controlling me as a
Yeah.
person, because I'm a free spirit. I'm one of them type of light workers that, yeah, definitely has something to say so profound that it uplifts others.
Yeah.
In a sense where you definitely want to, if you're an artist, my advice would be to stay independent. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going on a label
Yeah.
or anything like that if it's the right contract. You know,
Yeah,
if
if
it
it's
works for you,
yeah, for sure.
not against you. Read the fine print.
For sure. Yeah. Is that something, so do you think would you ever start your own label?
Funny you said that. A couple of years ago, I had an attempt at that. You know,
Okay.
the Prophecy Records.
Yeah, okay.
So the Prophecy Entertainment, which is an overall like an umbrella.
Yeah.
Under that, there was a Prophecy Clothing, so I had my own clothing label, and the Prophecy Records, my
Yeah.
own record company. But it was at a time when COVID hit, and it kind of like fucked everything up for everybody.
Yeah, man.
You know, it
yeah.
made it very difficult, and yeah, I definitely would consider it in the future. But for now, I'm kind of focused on my mission in regards to my music and my podcast, and definitely staying grounded during this time.
For sure. For sure, man. Let's do one more, and then we'll continue just on with a nice chat. We'll just keep talking.
Yeah, that's the
Writing bars that make people uncomfortable because they're honest.
yeah, I think that's prophetic as well.
Yeah.
You're like, man, a lot of artists they write bars to make people uncomfortable on purpose. I write bars to make people think, to make people interact, to make people smile.
Yeah.
You know, to uplift people. I think you have to kind of like be yourself and just do whatever you need to do to get yourself out there and expressed. But at the same time, consider the fact that you gotta step on some toes. You gotta offend some people. That's just how it is. You can't be liked by everybody.
Yeah.
Or else you're playing the small game. You know, you have to put yourself out there in the sense where you care what people think in regards to being too offensive. In my eyes, like there's some things that I won't touch on.
Yeah.
You know, because it is a very sensitive topic to most people. But then again, I'll have a chance to reflect about that, and I'll say to myself, man, I need to touch on these subjects and that, because if I don't, no one else is.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like you're having a battle between yourself as an artist. A lot of the times it's like, you got to consider all factors, I suppose, but you definitely want to be your authentic self and just create music the way it sounds to you.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be happy with your own music for others to be happy with you. It's like that with everything else. You got to
For
be
sure,
confident in
yeah.
yourself. You got to love yourself to a point where, you know, others will love you and respect you for
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah.
You know, there's 1,000,001 different artists out there, 1,000,001 different podcasts, but what makes us unique is our authentic self. So you have to step on some toes sometimes, unintentionally, but necessary.
Yeah.
You know, it's necessary sometimes. You know, you don't have to, you know, be aggressive about it. You don't have to be stupid about it. You
Yeah.
know, it's like I can do whatever the fuck I want, and
Yeah.
no one's gonna say shit to me. There's a lot of people out there that actually will say something to you
For sure.
and check you out on the streets.
For sure.
And you got to be ready to handle yourself.
Yeah,
If you're not from that life, don't talk about that life. But if you are from that life, it's okay.
Yeah.
You can write some bars and that'll step on some toes because you know what the intention of that. It's all about intention. You know what the intention is behind the music, you know. Sometimes I write music, you know, for the streets. Sometimes I write music for people to think, for people to vibe to. It all depends on your intention.
That's very, man. Cannot, I can't agree with you more. I suppose this leads me to, you know, we're talking about prophet versus prophecy, like prophetic. Do you think artists today are pressured more towards the prophet side as opposed to the purpose side? And how do you personally guard against that?
How do I guard against that?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think you have to be yourself at all times. You got to be your authentic self, and your internal instinct will tell you what to guard and what not to guard, depending on your life experience. Look, I'm from a very rough place, you know.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't even be here right now talking to you, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've survived so many things that, you know, other people will crumble under. You know, and that in itself developed an instinct within me to guard myself against certain things.
Yeah.
You know, I think it comes down to your instincts and what your mission is and what you hope to achieve. And in the game, of course, you're gonna meet a lot of people that have, you know, sly instincts towards you. You know, you got to be able to differentiate between the two. I think it comes down to your intuition, your thought process, the frequency that you're vibing on, and energy. It's all about energy, brother.
For sure. Do you think that the music industry right now is currently driven by profit? In the scene that you're seeing now in Melbourne?
We're talking about industry-wise.
Yeah,
It's
like the
always been
Melbourne.
driven by profit. Always.
I don't mean from the
since
top.
the beginning
I mean,
of its
course,
inception.
Of course, but I'm talking about like the lowest level, the artists. Do you think that artists these days are releasing music because it's something that they feel like they should be doing and it's purposeful, or do you think that they're doing it to make money?
I think making money is part of the process. You got to live, you got to survive, you got to pay your rent, you got to pay your bills. That's a given, you know?
Yep.
Whether they're doing it for that purpose or whether they want to create a legacy are two different things.
Yeah.
Both can intersect at the same time too, but it all depends on what kind of artist you are. See, that's why I love talking to people and you know, attending shows and seeing who they really are behind the scenes. You know, that's why I always ask, "Oh, you're a hip hop artist. Okay, what do you represent? What are you about? What's your message?"
Yeah.
You know, who you are as a person really affects the way I see you. You know,
For sure.
as somebody who's been in the game for a long time as well. I think that's very important for people to realize is that, you know, you got to be your authentic self and you got to understand why you got into this. And that will give you the answer to why or what it is you want to achieve, whether it's prophet or prophecy or legacy.
For sure. That's very prophetic.
Thank you, prophet.
That's why we call you Zeus the Prophet. Man.
And not even the force of Mother Nature can stop it.
No.
But I
no.
can.
You can?
I can.
God damn.
God damn.
I'm scared, bro. You scare me sometimes.
Thank you, brother.
No,
I got nothing but respect for you, bro. These are very important questions that you got to ask.
For sure.
And a lot of young artists out there that have no direction, that have no support system, need to understand this very clearly, is that you got to know why you want what you want. Not just, oh, I want the flashy cars or the houses or the
Yeah.
bag or this, that. There's a lot of people out there that are like that. But if you identify what your intention is before you get into the game, then you can have a clear road of where you are going. See, I carved my own lane in this game.
That's almost defining your own success as well. is that
Absolutely.
people don't necessarily know what success is for them. They just want to be successful.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I got in the game as well. In the first place, I felt as though it was diluted. It was saturated.
Yeah.
You know, it was just talking about cars, rims, bitches, and drugs.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like that shit, man. It's been overplayed and overdone like for 30, 40 years since the inception of hip hop. You know, even longer than that.
I think the worst of that kind of sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the worst of that kind of stuff is when rappers rap about how good they are at rapping. I mean, I'm obviously I've done that before because a lot of new rappers do it, but it's the one thing that's like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I think it's a lot to do with ego as well.
For sure.
You know, it's that unhealed trauma that we were talking about before. Is that people think, or people assume that when you're in the game, that it's all ego based because of what they see on TV, what they hear about in movies and shit. But it's not like that. You're dealing with real people who have real, you know, problems in their life as well. And your ego might tip the scales, might upset somebody in that who's most likely, you know, connected, and it can get you in a lot of trouble. You know, and that's why I've never had any trouble in the industry. No one's ever approached me in that way. Never.
Yeah.
Not because you know, I've been around for a long time. You know, but it's because I come correct. You know, I come with my authentic self.
Yeah.
I don't pretend to be somebody that I'm not, man. I'm doing this for my family, for my legacy, for future generations to understand that it's more than just music. It's about who you are. You have to live it. You know, you can't just rap about the gangster shit and then when I see you on the streets and that you're quiet as a mouse, you know? Or on the other side, on the flip side of things, you can't just talk about helping people and then the next time I see you talking down to somebody, you know what I mean? You're full of shit. I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like I see what you do. Like actions speak louder than words. That's why I had that as my motto for the longest time. Actions speak louder than words, but the message behind the action is a universal language. You know, because you can talk a lot. A lot of people, they talk a lot, but their actions prove who they really are.
Fucking oath, man. How do you gauge people when, like, if they're talking shit to you or not? How did you know that I wasn't full of shit? You know what I mean?
When I first met you, brother,
You thought I was?
no, I didn't actually, man. I felt like you were genuine. You were, you know, somebody, because it's about energy to me. You know, now that I'm on a different frequency, on a different spiritual plane, I read energies very well. You know, and I can tell you somebody that's very calm and composed, and then also very well spoken, and you love life. You like to have a laugh, and this. So all sides of your character comes out to me very clearly. You know, but definitely initially, it's about energy. So I read your energy, and your energy is pretty fucking awesome, bro.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
bro.
I like it. Thanks, man. Yours is great as well. I like your energy, bro.
Thanks,
I
man.
like yours
Appreciate
more.
you, man. God bless you, bro. I salute you, man. You're doing a great thing with this
Thanks,
with this
man.
podcast, and your music as well, and so many other things. I think you're headed for greatness, my friend.
Thanks, man. I hope so.
No, I know so, brother.
know so.
Yeah, I know so, man. Like when you read a person's energy, you can see the trajectory.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
a wise man once said to me, you know, you can tell a lot about a person by his closest friends or people who he or she hangs around with.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know, you can tell the trajectory of the person, where they're going, by who their circle is. And so, you know, when I first met you, you came by yourself, brother. And you came dolo, man. And that's what I like as well. Like, I came into the industry dolo. I wasn't scared of nobody, man. It's because I was sure of myself. And I've already, like, you know, I've been there, done that, man. It's not my first rodeo, man. So I could really pick up a lot of good vibes about you, man. And you're the type of person, you know, I don't want to go too much into it, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But I definitely wanted to say that you've obviously there's a lot of trauma there as well. And because you've been to that dark place before, you can shine as the good person that you are.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's when we go to that dark place in our lives that we mature and grow and spiritually mature enough to actually read each other's energies quickly.
sure.
Not like 10 years from now. I don't need no 10 years to tell me, you know, that you're a good person. I can tell that straight away,
Yeah.
man.
Thanks,
you
man.
know?
Yeah, and it sucks because it's like that trauma is necessary. You
It
can't,
is, man. Unfortunately.
You can't have good without bad. That's just what it is.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's unfortunate. Yeah, it's like that's why evil has to exist in order for us to appreciate the good.
Well, that's the thing, you know. If the whole world was all just good people, there would be
wouldn't
nothing to
know.
compare it to.
No, we wouldn't
there would be nothing to strive to. Like if everyone was good, how would you know what evil looks like? If there wasn't evil, you know, how would you combat it?
Yeah.
You have to differentiate the two.
We'd be a different species.
Yeah, man, we would.
Would be another animal. Like we would probably it wouldn't be conscious. It wouldn't be a conscious species, you know, because animals don't really know, you know, evil from good. I suppose. I mean, some do. Dogs can distinct it, but
Yeah, I think animals have a sense, man.
they have some kind of sense.
They have a sense that we can't see. You know, they have a different sense of smell, different senses, man. Like dogs, like you said, man, can pick up energies. Cats can pick up energies, man. Like there's animals are very unique in their sense. That's why they're always mistreated because they're, you know, I hate that shit, bro. I hate anyone treating animals shit in front of me, man.
I know, man.
You know, I lose my shit, to be honest with you, man. I love animals, man. Any kind of animal. It doesn't matter what they are, man.
The same here, bro.
You know? Yeah, that's why I think we connected so well, man. Because it's the same kind of energies, man.
Do you have any animals yourself?
I used to have a couple of cats.
nice.
I had a wolfhound as well with beautiful blue eyes, man. You know, and I had some birds chirping in the morning. I used to feed every morning. You know, yeah, I've had animals in the past, and every time I see an animal, it's an uncanny thing that happens to me. Is that they come up to me straight away.
Yeah,
They can sense my energy.
Yeah,
they know I'm not out here to hurt them.
Yeah.
And so they like that, you know? It's like that with anything as well. Animals with children, with babies as well. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos on YouTube about animals sensing things before it happens.
Yeah.
Even things that we can't see through visible light.
Yeah.
You know? Even they can predict earthquakes before it actually happens. They sense it.
Yeah,
and they get up and try to protect the kid. You know what I mean? Like animals are very special, man. You know, we're just a different kind of animal. That's all, man. You know, we're able to formulate language. We're able to do so many things, man.
It's crazy, yeah. It's like, you know, they say we're 1% to 2% away from a gorilla or a chimp, right?
Right.
And in that 2% is math, science, music, all this shit that we know, language. And it's just in that 1%, 2%. And then you think like, well, let's go 1% above humans. What's in that? Like,
Man, it's extraordinary, man. How the evolution has, you know, made its mark on the world. You know, there's so much controversy to it. I really believe that most of the shit that they tell us is a lie.
okay.
You know, there's stuff out there that's really beyond our realm of comprehension as well.
Absolutely. I think most of it is.
For sure. And that's why I try to bring back the truth. Try to give something to the people that they might not hear elsewhere. You know, that's why I think I'm unique in that sense where, you know, I try to give a different perspective on life and the world in general.
Yeah. I think that the real truth for me is that we're just dumb. You know what I mean? Like even the smartest people in the world are just they're just dumb.
In what sense? But
When you compare it to the scale of the universe, to God, to like I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in Jesus. I've been through too much shit for me to be like, I don't know. There's just something there that I'm not there in my life yet. I don't know. But I just feel like as human beings, even towards Mother Nature, we're just so dumb. We just think we know a lot.
I think it's part of that reptilian brain that we still have. You know,
think, yeah.
it's that fight or flight type
sure,
of mentality.
yeah.
Whereas then we go back to our basic instincts whenever a major thing happens, a major event, or you know, it's just some hardships in your life, and you got to think on the fly straight away.
Yeah.
And we revert back to our reptilian brain.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And it becomes very basic. You don't think of people's emotions. You don't have empathy. You just think, what the fuck am I going to do in that
Survive.
moment?
Yeah.
How to survive?
Yeah.
You know, and that's not good enough for me these days. You know, like,
not,
you know, I appreciate where you're coming from, but because you can read energies as well, I believe that your journey is going to be a spiritual one in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yep.
You're going to realize a lot about spirituality that you didn't before, and frequency. That's very important.
Yeah,
Now-
okay.
Now let me ask you a question, my brother.
Yeah.
You know, what language do you think the universe speaks? Because it doesn't speak English.
I think it speaks in sound, in music,
It speaks in vibrational frequency.
vibrations.
You know, specifically 432 hertz.
Okay.
You know, so that's how manifestation happens. For those who want to know how it happens without reading the law of attraction and taking 10 years to manifest that shit. It happens once you vibrate on a certain level. Excuse me. Once you vibrate on a certain level, you're vibrating with the energy of the universe. And the universe wants the best for you. It wants you to succeed. But you got to start manifesting that in a sense where your thoughts, your words, and your actions have a vibrational frequency that resonate with the universe. So what you think about yourself matters. What you say about yourself matters. And what you do for yourself matters as well. And this applies to other people as well, and the world in general. So I think it's about frequency. Once you start vibrating at that frequency, brother, you can achieve anything.
Yeah. How do I vibrate? How do I start to vibrate it?
Yeah. Yeah, in a sense where you just got to realize that you are more than you are. You know, you're not just a human being, man. You're an energy source as well. That's why I believe I've sort of cracked the code in that respect, where God is within you. You don't need to go to church to pray. You don't need that. God is within you. Even the Bible says that. But there's some things about the Bible that have been omitted and taken out on purpose, so you don't reach that spiritual level where you're meant to be.
Yeah, okay. Fascinating. It's
But
interesting.
I see great things for you, my brother.
Thank you.
When that hits you, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks, man. You're going to realize, fuck, I'm the most powerful supercomputer in the world.
Yeah, true.
And that's got nothing to do with ego. It's got to do with something like, as in, you know, you're part of nature. You're part of this world. You're a human being. You're an earthling.
Yeah.
This world belongs to you. You can shape your destiny. You can shape and manifest your reality. But you got to be able to visualize it first. You know, you got to see it in your mind. You know, I saw myself becoming a professional hip-hop artist before I even got into hip-hop.
Yeah.
You know, I saw myself on stage. I saw myself helping people. And then I made it happen, you know?
Yeah.
And that didn't come easy, but I had to, like, work hard at it. It all comes with hard work. Anyone that tells you hard work is not part of the equation is full of shit, man.
That's all
you
it
gotta
is.
work your ass off, man.
That's all it is, man.
To better yourself, to improve yourself, to align yourself with other people who think like you.
For sure.
And that's, I think, is important as well. Align yourself. For those who are listening at the moment and watching, align yourself with like-minded people. You are the culmination of your 5 closest friends. If you hang around with people that do fuck all with their lives, you're going to end up doing fuck all with your life. If you end up aligning yourself with people who've got a mission, who've got a vision, who are positive, you're going to do positive things. It's
sure.
just how it goes. It's the law of the jungle. It's the law of the universe.
100%.
You know?
Stop hanging around with dickheads.
Not just that too. Start reading more. You know, like I come from an era where I read a lot growing up, man.
Yep.
You know, I read thousands of books, man. You know, not knowing why I was reading it, but I just love to read, you know? And I elevated myself to a point where I can elevate others too. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
You know, you want to elevate yourself to a point where you elevate others. Bottom line.
For sure, man.
Once you elevate others, your manifestation happens.
Yeah.
But you got to be clear with your intentions of why you want this and what you hope to achieve.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. You got anything out? Anything coming out? Any music coming out? Any events coming out that you wanted to shout out?
Yeah, well, I'm working on a little something. I'm going to keep it a little hush-hush because every time I let it out, you know, sort of like it backfires at me and shit because, you know, there's so many people out there that are praying for my demise, brother. But I'm not going to give them that satisfaction. What I will say, there's a lot of creative projects that are going to be coming out soon. I'm working on a track. I won't say too much, but with an OG Crip from Stockton, USA.
Dope.
Shout outs to Supercuz. Okay. I'm definitely gonna be linking up with the brother Charisma very soon.
Dope.
Gonna be working on a little project ourselves. I'm more focused on the Zeus podcast.
Yep.
My next episode is actually tomorrow, Sunday,
Dope.
21st.
Who's it with?
It was Charisma.
Charisma.
Shout out to my brother Charisma,
Fuck yeah.
ATL. One of the dopest artists in Melbourne at the moment.
Dope.
Shout outs to everybody else on their grind. Whatever you do, whether it's hip hop or music in general, doesn't matter what genre you are. If you're on that hustle, if you're on that grind, shout outs to you. You know, I'm not in competition with anyone. I'm just trying to be better than I was yesterday. But I'm also trying to uplift the industry, uplift the culture. You know, that's what it's all about. It starts from the top down. It's like any other job that you go to. You know, if your management's shit, you're going to be a shit worker yourself. You know what I mean? If your management's looking after you and they're taking care of you and you got, you know, like you got your benefits and you got your sick days and your leave day and all that shit, you know, like you're going to say, oh, fucking hell, I can at least breathe enough for me to do a better job. That's how it is in our industry as well. It starts with us, the pioneers. If the pioneers are encouraging other artists, other young artists, or other artists in general to uplift themselves and stay on that grind and motivate them and mentor them, that's what it's all about. We gotta look after the culture, you know. You can't just get into the game and say, "Oh no, fuck everybody else." No. My respects goes to every artist out there in every single genre, whether you're doing music or not. Just stay on that grind, stay on that hustle. You are what you say you are.
Yeah.
Visualize it, and it will be.
Fucking oath. Thank you, Mr. Zeus, for coming on, man. We've been going for 50 minutes.
My pleasure, my brother.
Great
Thank
episode. Great conversationalist. Had some fun. We got there in the end. I appreciate you coming through again. Don't forget to follow Zeus on Instagram, YouTube, all that good shit, Spotify. You on Spotify?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. On all, just Google Zeus The Prophet and all the links will come up anyway.
yeah.
And shout outs to you, my brother.
Thank
You're doing great things, and I'm hearing a lot of great things from a lot of good people out there.
Thank you.
And you're one not to sugarcoat anything in that. You're one of the realest people I know, and I want to take my hats off to you.
Thank you.
And tell you that you're doing a good job, and I'm very proud of you, brother. Thank you.
Thanks, man. That means a lot, bro. I appreciate you.
God bless you, man.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, do all the good shit. We'll see you next time. Peace. Fuck yeah.
¡Órale, Donkeyman! El gordito con la guitarra. I'm the guatón with the style. Make you laugh then stay a while. Story sharp and rhythms bold. Donkeyman's worth more than gold. Baila mi gente con todo el sabor. El gordito manda, se siente el calor. Con fuego y ritmo la fiesta empezó. Welcome to the Donkeyman Show.